All right, we're back. We're just done breaking down Optic Nation. First, we saw what Ricky was bringing to the table in S&D as he dropped a 2.2 on the weekend. But after that, we had to take a look at what went down in our final 8. We had the group of 8, single elimination bracket, Optic Nation versus TK. They blew TK out by 60 points in Game 1.
Yeah, definitely destroyed them there in strike zone, and it didn't stop from there. They went on to sweep that series 3-0. They looked great, and this team has really turned it around so much. In their first event, they wound up going to the X Games. A lot of people were really let down with their performance there, but since then, they've really just stepped it up as a full squad.
Now, are you surprised to see the 3-0 over TK?
Yeah, to say the least. I was one of those people who, if you remember in the predictions, I was kind of doubting Optic Nation a little bit. I expected them to, as you said, be enjoying themselves in London, I think maybe a little bit too much at times, but I'm happy to see that they were able to bounce back that next day. Hopefully for the future, they still maybe decide to change that and they'll go all the way and win it. But I don't know if that affected things in any way, but they're definitely a solid squad, and if they play like that and Miracle steps up like he did there and does that more often, I could see them really doing well, but it requires a lot of pieces to fall into place for that to happen.
Right, I want to show you guys what some of the stats were from COD as they were following all of the matches and putting the scores up. Here's what went down in their next match. This one would decide whether or not Optic Nation would make it to the grand finals. Unfortunately for them, they ran into the Envy squad. The boys in blue were able to take them out by 7 points here in domination. Game 2 search, Optic Nation was able to control that. And then we saw a blowout in the first half of Octane domination by Envy. Everyone thought that Optic Nation was out of it. Coming down to the final 5 seconds, Optic Nation able to bring it within 1 point, losing 146 to 145. From there, I think they were just a bit devastated, weren't able to hang in the blitz game as Envy was able to shut them down. But they only lost to the tournament champions after group play.
Yeah, no, I think that graphic there showed Envy beating them on blitz 100-1. That's definitely a big score difference. Yeah, but they wound up losing that one 10-1. Envy really just outclassed them there. And I think that kind of goes into what Envy was doing all weekend and what we're going to touch on later in this week's shows. Nobody touched Envy in slaying. They all just dominated the whole weekend, and I think that's kind of what happened to Optic Nation. I mean, they gave him a good fight. They definitely showed up there for S&D. If they wound up coming back on that Octane domination that was so close,
right.
I think we would have definitely seen a different series.
Yeah, we would have seen a Game 5, and who knows what would have happened in that second search.
And even potentially, maybe even a different champion if Optic Nation won that one.
So Optic Nation finally falls to the Envy lineup, but we want to show you a lot of people were hating this Optic Nation squad starting at the X Games where they had a subpar performance. Since the X Games, they've been faring pretty darn well. Jack, what are some of their notable accomplishments since the X Games?
I think that the thing that kind of keeps everyone in check before Season 3 started, a lot of 2K series were going on. They're always packed with a ton of competition. Well, on June 29th, a few weeks after the X Games, they actually wound up beating Stunner Gaming in the finals there. And then since then and throughout this past month and a half, they wound up having 3 other finals appearances, losing twice to Envy and once to TK. So the squad was doing quite well online, and then they moved into MLG Anaheim.
Yeah, Anaheim, of course, you know that they won the Season 3 play-in tournament, able to take out Rise Nation there. That earned them a spot in the COD League Season 3, and currently they sit in the top 4 with a 5-3 record, overall 18-15. And Jack, what are the best game types if you can look purely based on their online play?
Purely based on their online play and kind of just seeing the top, what they are numbers-wise in maps. Right now, they're sitting at even in domination at 7-7. Then in Blitz, they're definitely a little bit better, sitting at 5-3 right now. That game mode we only see once a series. They're doing okay right there, 5-3. Definitely still some things to work on, but I think they need to put a lot more effort into domination. And finally, S&D, only 6-5 right now, which I do find quite surprising, as a lot of people think of this team as a very strong search and destroy team, especially with Killa on it, and even when Ricky's firing, as we saw from this past weekend, they're quite strong there as well.
All right, well, they were supposed to have 40 games and then 8 matches there. They've gone 33, so a lot of 5-game series from Optic Nation. I'm wondering, will they start to clean that up and start to pull away? So far, their wins have come hard-fought. But the big surprise of the weekend, the upset over TK, was a quick 3-0. So that's Optic Nation's story. They're in our top 4, a team to look out for moving forward, but we have a few others to highlight. And this one that we're talking about now was a big question mark after finishing third at AEL, losing to Curse in the lower bracket finals. A lot of people were doubting Faze coming into Gfinity.
Yeah, a lot of people, people have been talking about Faze. Are they really going to be a top 3 team? This new lineup here with Apathy, Parasite, matching up with Dito and Sensor, who originally were on Faze Black. People really thought of this squad as a strong LAN team. They were looking forward to seeing them perform. They went into AEL, which did have some competition, but it was no Gfinity, and who was there? They wound up losing and coming in third place, a decent performance for their first LAN. It gave them some good practice. Right now in the league, they're doing all right. They had some 1-1 nights. They just had their last night that they played was a nice 2-0 night for them. So they've been performing a little bit better online. They did okay at AEL. So people were excited to see them play at Gfinity, and they definitely had some tough matchups.
Well, coming into day 2, when we saw Faze and EG were going to match up in round 1, almost everyone wrote off the Faze squad, saying that despite their 2-0, taking out TCM and Optic Nation in group play, they wouldn't be able to do it against the world champions. Well, everyone from EG was surprised come Sunday morning as Faze is bringing their A game. Let's take a look at what went down in game number 1.
Gonna get a hold of it. It is currently contested. He does get the kill, though. Parasite had picked up the kill on the Crimsix as well. They have control, but they don't have control of the map. They need to be careful here not to push out a little bit too quickly. Knife kill comes into the back of Sensor, and Karma needs to stay alive here. He's done so well on the ground. He does get taken down, but he's still alive for so long. It doesn't seem as if Faze have enough time to get in there, and Ace is going to take his teammate. Crimsix does go down. Sensei picked up a couple of kills there. Let's have a look at the leaderboards, though. Parasite, the standout guy, 12 and 6 from him with 2 caps.
Yeah, he's playing very patient. All of his kills really coming from that top control tower.
Oh, wow.
Nice shots from Apathy, though. The duo, Apathy and Dito, working on B. Now Apathy taken down as TP just destroys 2. He's going to fall as well. Back and forth, all kind of kills being scored at B as it's just a 2-point game. Make it even game as we're going to see it all tied up. Currently, TP capturing B will give EG the favor coming to the last 20 seconds.
X is the one that's going to answer back on that one. Parasite had taken down Crimsix. Dito, nice shots up top in control as well. He has some work to do here. He did get the second one. He did get taken down by Karma, who in turn is taken down by Sensei. And it does seem as if Faze are going to get into control of this B area now. And what both these teams are so good at is getting back into this point when they lose it. And it does seem as if it's going to go to Faze. Apathy picking up the kill there. That's a nice play.
A nice 12-point advantage. 3:13 left to go. They got to keep B neutral or just keep the trades going even here, and they will walk away with a Game 1 victory and start things off on the right foot. Parasite continues to impress as he transitions back to the AR role. Really love what I'm seeing here from him on Sovereign. Inside, Dito gonna get the flag just in time, so EG has to go back. The rest of his teammates, though, in the middle of the map. Faze pushing forward. Parasite has one. Tags up the other with the grenade, and now he's got the opportunity for the 2-piece, but big kills being scored by Karma and TP. Karma's gonna grab B. TP here in support. A big ladder kill comes in, though, from Apathy, and this one going back and forth in the middle of the map.
This really does suit Faze. They're in the lead. They can allow all this backwards and forth. If it's neutral, it suits them. The time's running down. Less time for EG to get back on this one. Dito trying to get up there next. X nearly picks up the 2, but he is shut down by Parasite once again. Having a fantastic game. Karma 21 and 19. That's good by Crimsix. 2-piece coming in there on B. They could get a hold of this and get by this. Good kills by Dito on the 1. Is he going to get the side through the wall? He does get shut down. On board now with Apathy. B has been captured by EG, so they're going to look for a way back into this. It is a 15-point deficit with 2 minutes to go. And this could go either way.
Apathy should just go to C right now. He doesn't know it, but he's going to try and loop around on the flank. His teammates here in position to work with him. Both of them will go down eventually. No, Apathy staying alive. And it looks like that fight is going to win on B control.
They have getting B control, but they lost some time on A because EG had committed at least 2 bodies to that. Now, but he's going to pick up another kill as well. He's going to get one through the center. He needs to stay alive. The rest of his team aren't that close to him. He does have one guy into. Oh my God, Karma gets ruined. Well played by Apathy. Eventually go down, but wow, fantastic play. And EG are going to need to step this one up. They have getting a hold of C and B. At the moment, it is not enough. They will need the 3-cap or a neutral.
Nice.
Big grenades going over. Parasite answering back, as does Apathy. The shots coming from underneath. And you know what? Faze are playing this right. They're staying alive. Just going to cause problems if they can push towards B, even if EG do push in.
TP's going off here.
Fantastic shots there, and they're going to push in for A, but the moment B is contested, Apathy's going to come in there, clean things up. X cleans up onto him as well. Grenades do go in, and X, can he hold this one down?
X challenging, and he's punished. Parasite, big kill, keeps A alive. Now, on the opposite side, C was just grabbed by EG once again. Faze is on B, and the score just 8 points coming down the last 20 seconds. It looks like Faze has this locked up. Can they hold on?
Yeah, they just need to hold on to this flag, and they will walk away as winners of map number 1. X is going to go in there. Oh, come on, X doing the work. I don't think it's going to be enough time, though. And if they don't get it now, and that's going to be the game. And wow, Faze first map goes to them. And you got to put that down to Apathy in that center point. I mean, 6 or 7 kills in a row. He held down B basically on his own. Faze take map number 1.
All right, guys, so there you saw what Faze was bringing to the table at around 95 seconds. Apathy went on that 6-point spree. That's when I knew Faze was going to be in a prime position to lock it up. But just a few seconds after that, we saw Parasite have to go clutch. TP had a 3-piece, put pressure on A with Aches there. It was Parasite versus Aches for A control, and Parasite locked it down. He finished 26 and 18. He and Apathy definitely clutching it up and putting EG on the back foot.
Yeah, you saw both of them make great plays. It was almost like watching an all-star game there, as all 8 of these players in this lobby are considered top premier players in the league for all different reasons. You know, a lot of people underestimate Dito. He's got some of the best land stats in the league. Sensor, a great objective player, and the rest, really, everyone just knows how solid they are. So it was great to watch, and really, it was really surprising for me to see when looking back on kind of the breakdown of the series. This is one of the few times where everybody on EG was outslayed. They all had below a 1.0 KD. That is something that we never see. Actually, Parasite had a 1.38 KD through the whole series, really leading his squad, and he's just been performing exceptionally well for this team, you know.
I wanted to talk on that a little bit. I thought one of the main reasons that Parasite's been able to excel again is he's moved back to the AR role. He's going with the Remington. Doesn't have to play as fast-paced as he did on Envy. In fact, Dito seems to have taken his old position and just given it to Parasite. He's now doing what Saint did on FaZe Black when they were able to take over EG. It's the same exact strategy we saw from them on Sovereign when they destroyed Optic Gaming on this map. Same exact strategies we saw when they played EG at the U.S. Championships. I like the aggression. I like the move to Dito to Vector. It's really paying off as he is transitioning. And Parasite is once again in a position where he can be comfortable and put up huge numbers.
Yeah, you could just see him holding down a whole side of the map, giving call-outs when the enemies would run across from him where he can't shoot them. And then basically anyone that came his way, he just won that gunfight. As you saw, a lot of Vectors being used. And the Vector may be an exceptional gun, but when you give it a little bit too much range, that Remington winds up taking it down every single time.
All right, guys, well, here on the ESR, we're talking the biggest upsets of Gfinity. FaZe able to take game 1, and not only that, the next game, a 6-3 victory in S&D. After the commercial break, we'll show you how they finished the series in Game 3 Blitz.